Oh, what's up, everyone? Welcome. It is time. It is time for the big day. Today is the 100 goal marathon celebration, the viewers' choice event. I hope that you're all as excited as I am. A full day of fun and festivities here on DSP Gaming. We've got games that you have voted on. We've got food. We've got booze. And we've got all kinds of fun. Cake coming up on today's show. It's going to be a good one because we've got some news. And the news is all about WB Games. What an article Bloomberg dropped this morning, very, very thoroughly and cumulatively covering what's been going on over at WB Games for the last several years. And we're going to go deep into that news. But in addition, today, we're going to be looking at what will be our next DSP Tries It reward because we've already prestiged. That's right. Last night was one of the biggest supportive days I've had in a long time. We're going to talk all about that and more on today's marathon starting celebratory edition of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content because the king is back, the king of a live stream, the king is back. Woo! Because the king is back, the king of a live stream, the king is back. Oh!
Alrighty, everyone. Today is indeed the big one. Today is Friday, the 7th of February, 2025. We have an awesome day in store here. Whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Kick, what a great one. We've got at least 4 games or more that you guys have nominated and voted on for the big Viewers' Choice event. The idea of Viewers' Choice is simple. You tell me what kind of games you think that I should be playing that I'm not right now. And sometimes this could be a hidden gem of a game that I've never heard of, and this is my first exposure to it. It could be a memeable game that everyone's heard of, but I just never played. It could be something that is completely off base and different. It could be anything. And sometimes these games turn out so well that we end up doing full playthroughs of them after the fact. So today we got a wide variety of stuff, including chess, WWE 2K24, Lollipop Chainsaw, Factorio, and Onimusha Warlords. So if you could think of a bigger variety of games, I'm not sure it is even possible. I don't think any of those games are similar at all. And it'll be very interesting to see, what order we do stuff and all of that. In fact, what I will likely do is put up a poll here where you guys will begin to vote on what game you want to see first. But we'll probably do that near the end of the podcast, okay? So, all those games today. But what else is going on, okay? Well, it's a marathon, and that means it's a party-like atmosphere. There's absolutely no real pressure to have to do much of anything besides have a good time. And during marathons, I institute the drinking rule. That's right. I never drink during any of my content unless I'm doing a special event or marathon. Today is no different. So here's the deal. I have a wide variety of stuff today. All right. Let's start with the not so exciting, but still interesting. Last month when I did my marathon, which was the Mega Man Rageathon, I had a party pack of 99 bananas fruit-flavored shots that are incredibly strong, and we have 3 left over from there. We have 99 apples, 99 pineapples, and 99 blackberries, all right? So we have 3 super powerful shots left that could be selected today. In addition, I got a big pack of Crown Royal flavored shots. I've never had this before. This is flavored whiskey, okay? And so on the left-hand side, we've got apple, and on the right-hand side, we've got peach. Never tried it before. People rave about this and say it's incredibly good. So that is also an option. And just to show you, they're cute little shots. Look at that. It's so cute, little guy. A miniature bottle of the big. The big one is this big, glass elaborate bottle. These are these cute little mini guys, okay? Now, all that's well and good, and that's good for variety. But what about serious business, right? Well, if you want serious business, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Talisker single malt Scotch whiskey from the oldest distillery on the Isle of Skye, made by the sea. This is supposed to be one of the best, nautical tasting single malt Scotch whiskeys, meaning not a blended whiskey. It's pure. It's aged 10 years, and it's supposed to taste like seawater, that kind of flavor, but also smoky as well. Now, I have not tasted it yet. I've only smelled it. Oh, that smells heavenly. Oh, man. So I got a blended Scotch whiskey back on Halloween, remember? And it was seriously good, but this is a single malt, which means it's going to be even better. So, wow. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do the same thing we did with the Mega Man Marathon because it worked really well, all right? What you have to understand is I know you guys want me to get tipsy for this marathon. I get it. At the same time, I still have to be able to do the marathon, all right? I can't get so drunk that I'm under these desks on the floor. Actually, that would be pretty funny if I was actually so drunk that I was over here on my alternate camera angle, actually under the desks on the floor. I'd zoom out and show me writhing around on the floor drunk. All right, maybe that wouldn't be so funny. But anyway, I can't go crazy because if I do and I drink too much in a short period of time, how are we going to do a marathon today, right? So the way it's going to work is just like during the Mega Man Marathon, every $100 of support raised, I will take a shot of whatever. You can say, I want the Talisker, or I want a Crown Royal shot, or I want one of the 99 fruits flavored shots. It's your choice, okay? So let's see what happens with that. The good news is we did it. We hit the goals. I mean, we were behind because I had missed out on several days of work due to internet being down and stuff like that. And then we had a few slower days where we weren't hitting goals, and it was very uncertain if we were going to be able to do the marathon today. But people rallied yesterday and made it happen. What they did, it was crazy the amount of support that we received yesterday. There were tips, there were subs, there were memberships, there were super chats. It was crazy, and we hit 4 goals yesterday. And because of that, we not only hit the 100 goals to do today's marathon, we prestiged, reset the goals back to 0, and hit another one. So we are now on our way to the next reward, which is at 10 goals hit, DSP tries it. So what we're going to actually do today here on the stream, we're going to look at a couple of suggestions of things that I could do for DSP tries it. And it is going to be food, and it is going to be fast food. We tried doing something different with the Sakura snack box. It didn't work. It's actually one of the least viewed DSP tries its I've ever done in history. So obviously people just want the fast food stuff again. So we're bringing it back for our first goal reward of this new 100. Now what we also need to start doing is figuring out what do we want to do when we hit 50. Now it'll be a while, but what do you want to do? What kind of an event should we plan? It could be another fun themed marathon like the Mega Man one. It could be something completely different. We got to try to figure this out. Okay. So very good stuff. Today I'll be here all day from now until late, probably 7, 8 p.m. All right. So it's going to be a very long ongoing stream today, alternating between games, taking shots for the support that I receive. And there will be food. Now you might say, what kind of food? Well, first of all, for every $150 of support raised, meaning every goal that we hit, I'm going to be trying out yet another snack out of the Sakura box, and we have about 10 left, all right? So I'm going to have to warn you guys, if I get more than $1,500 of support today, I am going to run out of things to test in the Sakura box. I don't think we're going to hit $1,500 of support today, I'm just saying. But we have 10 in there still to go, okay? So that's going to happen. In addition to that, there will also be a meal. And this will not be a DSP Tries It. This will be a feasting with the king. And what that means is that my wife and I are going to order a real meal for dinner, not fast food. It's going to be from a restaurant, okay? And I'm going to eat it here with you guys live on stream. Now, what will it be? Well, we were talking about it, and we think we want to order Mexican food, but from a place we've never ordered from before. So it would be like a first-time testing of a restaurant around here. So we're just not sure what we're going to get yet. Maybe it'll be tacos. Maybe it'll be a burrito. Maybe it'll be something else crazy. I don't know. But we haven't decided exactly yet. So what we're going to do is probably after this podcast ends, all right, I'm going to head out and go see her, and we're going to figure it out in order before we actually start with gameplay on today's stream, okay? But it will be some kind of Mexican food today. Then in addition to that, later on, near the end of today's marathon stream, we are going to have a celebratory cake. This is going to be very special. This is, get this, an Italian rum cake from Monticelio's. I think it's Monticelio's Bakery in Massachusetts. It was flown across the country to be here today. It arrived a day late, but it's fine. It's in my refrigerator. It should be okay. It is an Italian rum cake, which is sponge with layers of chocolate and vanilla pudding soaked in rum. So it's an alcoholic cake covered in frosting with cherries on top and chocolate shavings as well. It looks really good, and I'm going to have it here live. If I can actually cut the cake on stream, I will, but I don't know about the viability. I don't know how solid the cake will be. That's why we got it in the fridge right away when it arrived yesterday, because I wanted it to be a solid cake. So we'll have to see. But if I can, I'll cut the cake on stream. If not, I'll at least bring a piece in, and we're going to have a piece of cake live at the end of the stream. And special shout out to Rare Tricks on Kick, who actually had purchased that cake and sent it to me for this special celebration event, okay? Now, here's the other fun thing. Realize something. We're already working towards our next reward. Dependent on how much support I get today, we very well could be very near unlocking the next tier of reward. Think about it. If we hit several goals today, we may be like more than halfway to DSP Tries It. So within a few days, we might be doing the next reward already, right? So pretty cool, right? So anyway, I think today's going to be exciting. The only bummer about today is my neck is still killing me. Like right now, I'm playing it off like it's not. It's bad. Like it's a little better. I can move my head this way, this much. I can lean my head forward and back. I can turn my head, but I can't lean it right. Still, this nerve is being pinched, and I still got this shooting pain down this muscle right here, going down my back here. It sucks ass, and it sucks so bad. I can't even sleep on one of my sides. Like I like usually sleeping on my left-hand side like this. I can't. When I do it, I hurt my neck. So I sleep in a position that I'm not comfortable with. It just sucks. So I have to basically be careful that I don't wrench my neck today. That's the one thing that I got to be careful of. This has now been over 3 days, and it's still going. It really sucks. But what can I do? I'm going to tough through it. Let's hope that the booze today will help negate the pain, and we'll have a good day together, all right? Now, on today's podcast, one of the things we're going to do is look at food for this upcoming DSP Tries It, try to figure out exactly what we want to do for it. But then in addition, we're going to cover this big Bloomberg news story covering what's been going on over at Warner Brothers video game division, because it is a very sad story. If you're not aware, they have been falling apart at the seams. At one point, WB Games was huge. They had Batman, Harry Potter, the Lord of the Rings series, and they were all booming. And now they're in a giant slump, and this article outlines exactly what went wrong. So I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be a good article that we're going to learn a lot from here today on the show. It'll be a good news segment. But after that, we're just going to chill. And again, depending on the level of support I get, perhaps I'm going to start drinking. We'll see. In fact, I think we should get to that. So first off, it looks like Big Papa Phil started the support today with 2 gifted memberships on the YouTube side. Thank you, Big Papa Phil, for 2 memberships to get us started today. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Here we go. So that's 10 in support already. If you're wondering why no dollar signs, it's actually because this font that I'm using today, it's like a Sonic the Hedgehog themed font, doesn't work with certain symbols, and the dollar sign is one of them. So I put a dollar sign on there. it'll actually glitch out and say like Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's why. So thank you there, Big Papa Phil. Just before I get to his tips, because we have some tips that came in, I just want to verify I didn't miss anything on the kick side. I did not. Okay, so let's take a look at tips. We start off today with a 400, I'm just kidding, a $2 tip from Flatman B, who says, "What's up, party people? Let the games begin and peace to all." Thank you very much to Flatman B. Our first tip of the day. I just put the $ sign and look what happened. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Flatman. Oh, already I got pain. Fuck. Already I got shooting pain. God damn it. Let's see here. A $1.69 tipper says, "Hey, ask Keemstar to appear on Lolcow Live." So I guess this theme is going to continue from last night's late stream. This guy is demented. Anyway, thank you for the tip. And another $1 tip. Do you like bowling alley animations? Yes, I love them. I absolutely love any animation that takes place in a bowling alley. I have no idea what you're talking about, but thanks for the $1 tip. Okay. Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping for a hundo to drop right now so I could take my first shot of the day. You have so many options, 3 fruit flavors, 2 flavored whiskeys, and the Talisker supercharged single malt Scotch whiskey to choose from. But I guess we're just going to have to wait. All right. All right. So, what's up, Captain DCW? How you doing, man? What's up, King Michael? How are you? How is everyone? People are just arriving now. How is everybody today? I hope you're in a good mood. What's up, Jade? Hope you're all in a good mood. I hope you're ready to relax and enjoy a variety of games with me here today. Oh, excuse me. Is it true that I don't let my fans be friends? That is correct. All of my fans must be hated enemies. That is correct. Absolutely. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. So before we get to all the big topics that I want to cover today, quick summary now of what you guys can expect, because now the marathon is today, which means we've cleared the schedule for the week. Here's what you can expect this week. Number 1, on Sunday, I'm going to try the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. Technically, it started today, but I haven't actually downloaded it or did anything with it because I'm doing the marathon today, and I'm off tomorrow, okay? So Sunday will be the big day where I will try Monster Hunter Wilds on the first stream, and then the late stream will be more Street Fighter 6 with Mai Shiranui, okay? Monday will be the conclusion of Dark Souls with mods. We're going to finish up the DLC, head to the Lord Vessel, get in there and fight Gwyn, and that'll be the end of that. Monday night will be Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Hopefully my neck and shoulder will be up to it, because that's why I've been laying off Call of Duty for several days here, is because of the pain. I don't want to have my hands in that position where I'm keyboard and mousing constantly, and then I end up hurting myself even further. So that's why I haven't been doing it, all right? But we'll see if I feel better on Monday, hopefully. Tuesday, War Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and Tuesday night, Smart Guys, okay? Now also, I have an announcement to make. I think I'm the first person to announce this because this is something that I just agreed to over the course of this week. But FYI, I am going to appear on a show this coming week. Now, I don't know exactly when the show will air, but here's the deal. I'm going to appear on Stephen Cambion's show. For those who don't know, Stephen is a frequent guest of the Kino Casino. He is a truth seeker, meaning he is an investigator into unidentified flying objects, aliens, encounters, and stuff like that. And he's a debunker. What he does, he actually debunks a whole bunch of fake theories and things about this. So there's been some great segments on Kino Casino with Steve, and he wants me on his show. So I'm going to be on his show this week. It's going to be fun. And the thing is, I think we're going to record it offline, because normally when he's broadcasting, that's my break time between streams. So later on in the week, I'm going to be appearing on his show, and it's going to be an appearance where I think he's going to edit it and put graphics and stuff in it. So it's probably going to be offline, and then he's going to, make it part of his show for later in the week. I don't exactly know when it's going to 100% be a broadcast, so I'll let you know when I have more details. Like, I basically just solidified this appearance this morning, and now we're going to work on the details over the course of the week, basically, okay? And you might say, well, what will the subject matter of the appearance be? I can tell you word for word out of his mouth. You ready? Because we've been talking about this for quite some time and trying to make it happen. So here we go. He says, here's what he's interested in. Actually, I'm just going to read you word for word what he says, okay? He says, I think you have a good story of being an early adopter of gaming streams and Let's Plays. Obviously, you were a pioneer of that entire genre, and we will talk about your early history. I'd like to talk about what you think of the explosion of things such as gaming channels, Twitch, girls streaming their gameplay with naked asses, bikini-clad girls, your WWE mobile controversy, your super crazy trolls, and the lengths that some of them have gone to. Let's talk about what it takes to survive as a content creator. I'm sure you have excellent insights having survived the game for so long, and I promise you it will be a fun and cathartic interview. And then basically a few other things there too. I'm like, yeah, sounds good to me, right? You know what it's going to be. I mean, we've been there, done that, but this will be interesting because it'll be for a different audience, right? It will be. It'll be fun. So I'm excited for this, and we're going to see how it goes, obviously. If it goes well and we want to do more stuff in the future, great. And if not, if it's a one-off appearance, that's fine too. All right. So I think it's going to be good. So I'm announcing it. He said he was going to announce it, and I'm announcing it. So everyone on each of our sides knows that this is happening. I just don't know exactly when yet. It's later on in the week, like basically like the later end of this week is when I'm going to be showing up and doing that. So there you have it. I hope you guys are excited. I told you I had stuff in the works, right? Did I not? I've been working on this. Actually, I've been working on several different appearances, some of which are going through, some of which may not go through. All right. But I've been working on these for since early January, basically. And finally, some of this stuff is coming to fruition. So good stuff. Okay. I think it's going to be fun. All right. So that's coming up. And that kind of covers generally what I'm doing this week. Now, later on in the week, there's the possibility that I'll be doing the Elden Ring Night Rain beta. We don't know yet because actually the codes are being sent out on February 11th, and there's been absolutely no information provided whatsoever on if you can capture, broadcast, or share footage of the beta. They haven't said a word. So because of that, it's kind of up in the air. Obviously, if I can't share it with you, I don't know if I'm going to bother doing it because all I could then really do is a segment on it talking about it. And I don't know how useful that would be. I'd rather show you the gameplay. So if I can't share it, maybe I won't do it. We'll have to think about it, okay? So, no, the codes are not already sent out. The codes are being sent out on February 11th. That is a lie. Only the acceptances have been sent out. I love when people make shit up in my chat. Okay. So that's the week. This is going to be an exciting week coming up. We're going to have continuing playthroughs, a beta with the Monster Hunter Wild stuff, a fun appearance, smart guys, and we're going to have this Night Rain beta possibly as well. So a pretty exciting week coming up here. All right? Cool. I received a 250 tip. Please ask Keemstar to be on Lolcow Live. This is getting out of hand. This person is unhinged, out of control, and someone needs to get over their house right now with a straitjacket and put this person, in some kind of restraints because this is ridiculous. Anyway, thanks, anonymous tipper who here, I'm just going to say Keem's biggest fan. Thanks for 250. Keem's biggest fan. There you go. Okay. Actually, I don't even know if the apostrophe will work. It might say Keem, Sonic the Hedgehog's biggest fan. We'll have to see when it comes on the leaderboard here. Okay. Cool. Only 250, not the biggest fan, honestly. Well, that's 250 to me. Oh, it did work. The apostrophe worked. Cool. Okay. So, guys, here's the deal. Let's start on our topics for today. But, excuse me, I got a burp. Oh, excuse me. Let's get some support going. Let's get going, guys. Let's get on our way to our first $100 milestone and our first shot. All right, I'm excited, and plus I want to do it because my shoulder's killing me. It would actually numb me up a little bit. By the way, with our background today, obviously it's Sonic the Hedgehog themed. We got Sonic theme at the top, Sonic colors behind me, and Sonic colors in the text. But we could change that later. I might actually change the background around to be different colors today. We'll see, depending on what we're doing. Or I might just leave it like this all day. I like the color scheme. I hope that you guys like it too. Okay. So, shall we get to our first topic? All right. Our first topic for today is Bloomberg. What the hell? Hold on a second. That's better. Okay, let's try this again. This morning, Bloomberg released an extensive, detailed article outlining what's been going on over at WB Games for the last several years. Because if you're not aware, WB Games at one point was doing really well with games like Shadow of Mordor and the Batman Arkham trilogy. Most notably, their biggest success was Harry Potter. Remember, it was Hogwarts Legacy. And so you would think, oh, they're doing really good, except if you take a look at the last couple of years, there's been a complete 180. They are actually now tanking. Take a look at the flops of Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights, and recently Quidditch Champions, which was the Harry Potter spin-off game that flopped horribly, all right? So you might wonder, what is going on over at WB Games? Because they were like on a really big winning streak, but all of a sudden, it seems like they lost their way, and then there's been problem after problem after problem. Well, let's actually take a look. Last year, Warner Brothers Discovery took a $300 million loss on gaming, and the future is rife with additional challenges. So first off, in January, last month, Warner Brothers Discovery revealed that David Haddad, head of the struggling video game division, would be stepping down. To some who worked closely with the veteran executive, the news didn't come as a surprise. Their only question was, why did it take so long? So, we have been talking about this recently, have we not? We have been asking, doesn't it seem like the people who are in charge of the video games industry aren't people who know anything about the video games industry? Doesn't it seem like the people who they got in these boardrooms, in charge of these groups, are just executives of corporations? And yes, they have experience, but they have experience in other completely unrelated industries, yet they think somehow that gives them experience enough and authority enough to know how to do anything with gaming. It doesn't, okay? What is happening is they keep getting these people in the positions of power who don't know shit, and they don't listen to anyone. They just kind of do whatever they want, and they've been running these game companies into the ground, okay? So, for example, I highlighted a whole bunch of stuff here that we're going to be talking about in this article. One of the company's biggest bets in development, a video game based on Wonder Woman. That is right. We heard about this game years ago, that they were developing a Wonder Woman game similar to the Arkham trilogy. It has struggled to coalesce, according to people familiar with the project. Early last year, it was completely rebooted and switched game directors. The game has already cost more than $100 million, said the people who asked not to be identified, discussing non-public information, and it's still years away from release if it ever even makes it to market. We'll talk more about that because it's discussed further in the article. But what kind of a leader is this guy that he has a Wonder Woman game being made, spends $100 million on it, and then it ends up having to completely be started over from scratch? So I think we know where all the profits are going at WB Games. They made all this money on the Arkham trilogy. They made all this money on Harry Potter, on Lord of the Rings, only to blow it all out with projects that fail and have to be rebooted. According to interviews with 24 current and former Warner Brothers employees, a lack of a strong and cohesive vision during Haddad's reign, a tumultuous period in which Warner Brothers struggled through multiple reorganizations, led to years of ineffectual trend chasing and wasted development time. Along the way, once revered studios under the Warner Brothers umbrella have taken reputational hits, lost key staff members, and burned through hundreds of millions of dollars. So, what are we talking about? Exactly what we've been discussing here on this show recently: trend chasing. Ooh, that live service game over there is making a ton of money. We need to do that. Instead of, what can we do that's innovative, that's artistic, that will delight gamers to want to play our games? Instead, it's how can we copy that formula of success that someone else came up with? Ladies and gentlemen, that never works, especially in the games industry, and here's why. By the time you have identified a trend that's working, and by the time that you then try to emulate and develop a game similar to that, the trend's over. Okay? Take a look at the games that likely they've been trying to copy: Grand Theft Auto Online, Fortnite, and other team-based shooters like, say, some of the Tom Clancy games, or even like Apex Legends, that kind of stuff. They think, oh, these live service games are the way of the future. We got to make it that everything is games as a service and ongoing for 10 years with microtransactions along the way. But the problem is, it takes you too long to try to make a game like that. By the time that games like Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad were already coming out, the industry had already turned on its head and flopped. You had games like Avengers that failed, games such as Anthem that failed. So now the trend's over. It took 5+ years. It took too long. And this is what a leader like Haddad doesn't understand. He thought that he could trend chase and have his whole company follow suit of what everyone else was doing. And instead, he made an entire game studio like Rocksteady course correct and change what they were good at. Instead of making awesome single-player narrative-based games like the Batman Arkham trilogy, they made a watered-down, generic, cookie-cutter, copycat game like Suicide Squad that absolutely nobody wanted. And now their studio has taken a huge reputational hit because people think, oh, they lost their way, they don't know what they're doing. In reality, do you really think they wanted to make that game? Can we be honest? No, it was this jackass Haddad who was making them do things they didn't want to do. Much like when EA told BioWare, stop making narrative-based games and make Anthem. So there you have it. Boardroom bozos, idiots in suits with Harvard education are going to these fucking game companies, being put in positions of power and literally running them into the ground because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just morons. Even though they were born with the silver spoon in their fucking mouth, they don't know shit because the games industry doesn't care if you're a prince or a pauper. All the games industry cares about is if you make good games. Let's continue. Haddad, a Harvard Business School graduate who spent the early part of his career at toy and entertainment companies, joined Warner Brothers Games in 2013 and became head of the division 2 years later. Colleagues describe him as a polished executive who does not appear to spend much time playing video games himself, something that subordinates occasionally found challenging as they tried to talk him through nuances of product decisions. Imagine you're a game developer and you're trying to tell a guy in a suit about how video games work, and the guy has never fucking played a video game. So he has no idea what you're talking about, but he's in charge of your company and your job. Wow, that sounds like a great place to work, doesn't it? Sounds like you should pay this guy a couple $1 million a year just because he went to Harvard, right? This is a huge fucking problem in our industry, and not only the games industry, in the corporate world as a whole. If you're rich and you grow up rich, you go right to an Ivy League university. You just get in, and then you get your education, which, by the way, is fucking easy because you're rich, you just get by, and then you get your degree, and you get right into a position of power, and you're a fucking dunce. This guy was in charge of a video game company for a decade and knew nothing about video games. For a decade. He was in charge. Think about that. Gee, I wonder why they made bad decision after bad decision after bad fucking decision. It's not rocket science. They need to get people who understand video games in charge of video games. Let's continue. So, in regards to the Wonder Woman video game, you may be wondering what's going on with Wonder Woman. An initial version of Wonder Woman tried reimagining the Nemesis system with the game's namesake heroine befriending enemies, but that idea was tossed out in favor of a more traditional action adventure game. So if you don't know what that means, the Nemesis system is a system that was designed specifically for the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War games of Lord of the Rings. This system is very unique. Basically, there's enemies that actually have kind of a name and an identity and a way that they fight and a way that they behave. And you fight that enemy, and if that enemy beats you, they get buffed and become your nemesis. And then there's this leveling system where you could go back and forth with the enemies. They could kill you, you could kill them. It's a very unique system, and it was only ever used for that Shadow of series. It's a patented system. They actually patented this system so no one else can use it, but they haven't used it since. And it's just like, why? It seems like a really good system. It seems like they could absolutely put it into something better. I don't know why they haven't. They've just left it on the shelf and let it collect dust. I think that a Wonder Woman game where you have enemies that are like supercharged and they can get tougher if they defeat you, and then you got to come back and defeat them when they're leveled up could work really well. I don't know why they thought that wouldn't work, but they scrapped the idea. So now Wonder Woman's fate remains in question, according to the people familiar with the business, because of challenges following the changes in Monolith's leadership and issues surrounding the game's technology. Well, yeah, if you were designing the entire game around the Nemesis system, and then after years of development and $100 million, you decide to change the game entirely, I would think that would cause some problems. Yeah, I think so. So there you have it. So the Wonder Woman game is being developed, but has been completely rebooted, and no one knows if it's ever going to come out. The Montreal studio, so this is WB Games Montreal, began working on a new live service Batman game that it hoped would freshen up the franchise by ditching Bruce Wayne. But halfway through development, as it struggled to make progress with the new project, the studio dropped the live service component. In 2022, it released Gotham Knights, which went on to receive mediocre reviews and generate tepid sales. So here you go. They originally were going to make a game that was going to be something different, but then probably Haddad, okay, ran and said, oh, live service. Take a look at Grand Theft Auto Online. Take a look at Fortnite. Take a look at the Tom Clancy games that your team-based online gameplay. Look at all these microtransactions. Look at Destiny. Look at all the money they're making on microtransactions. We have to have that, right? And I guarantee you, they're probably like, are you sure? Because we had this idea of a different game that was going to be narrative-based. No, live service. That's the thing. So they take 3-4 years to make the game, right? Goes through development hell because now they have to retool the game to be a live service game. And then by the time the game is almost done, the live service bubble has already popped. Avengers comes out and flops miserably. The game is a humongous sales failure. Everyone says this game would have been better as a single-player experience. Why did they fuck it up and make it this online grindy bullshit? So because of that, they scamper and they oh, God, we've got to fucking get out there and fix it. So what do? They basically botch it and they rush to make it a single-player experience. Now, I played Gotham Knights, and here's the thing. The game's not bad, but you can tell it's not finished. You can tell this was absolutely meant to be a live service experience that they rushed and changed last minute to turn into a single-player game. And it's still an okay single-player game, but it definitely should have been fully single-player from the get-go, so it could have gotten more polish, better content, and it would have overall been better received. But instead, it feels like a rush job, and it's just not as good of a game as you would expect from what's considered a AAA gaming studio. And that's why it had tepid sales. It was okay, but it was nothing to write home about, right? Continuing on, the Montreal studio continued trying to get a new project off the ground. First, they pitched a game based on the comic book anti-hero John Constantine, who was played by Keanu Reeves in the 2005 feature film. Haddad's team, led by Vice President of Production Ben Bell, initially said that they were excited for the idea, but when asked for budget and timeline approvals, they remained non-committal, according to the people with the plan, familiar with plans. So they had an idea, but didn't follow through with it, and it never happened. Now, to be honest, would a Constantine game have worked? I don't know. Most people don't really know the Constantine character that well. He's never been like a ginormous, best-selling fan favorite. So it might have worked, it might not have. It would have been a supernatural-style game. Continuing on here. Over the past 2 years, most of Montreal's leadership have resigned. Not just because, I skipped a paragraph. Bell suggested they work instead on a game starring a more recognizable character like the Joker or the Flash. They chose to go with the superhero speedster, the Flash. But in 2023, Warner Brothers released Flash, a lavish movie starring Ezra Miller, which bombed at the box office, and the video game was scrapped. What? So I want you to think about this. The DC movie universe flops and fails, falls flat on its face, and it's releasing bomb after bomb. The Flash was essentially the last of those bombs, right? I think actually the last one was Aquaman 2, but you know what I'm saying? Like the Flash was supposed to be the big character movie or whatever. But why did the Flash fail? Well, number one, because of Ezra Miller. People don't like the guy. The guy is basically a criminal, all right? So people already don't like the guy who's in the titular role of the movie. On top of that, the movie was apparently laughably badly written, had good moments, but also had incredibly bad cringe ones. So the movie is bad. Does that mean the game is going to be bad? I mean, I get it. Maybe the Flash wasn't in the biggest of light at that time, but also keep in mind, we've got a DC movie reboot going on. We've got the new Superman movie coming out this summer. If this game was already starting development, right? You know that video games don't come out in a year. It probably would have taken 3-4 years. Maybe this game would have come out around 2027. In 2 years, people very well may like DC again. So why are you worried about the failure of a movie that's coming out right at the beginning of the development of a game? It doesn't even make sense. It does. Again, it's another knee-jerk, dumb-ass fucking reaction from management who don't know the games industry. The games industry is not necessarily representative of everything else going on with that IP. Just because the Flash movie failed doesn't mean a Flash game will fail as long as the game is good. But I think we're missing a key point here, right? Why aren't they focusing on making good games? They're focusing on do the live service model because that's making money for people. Oh, get a game that's based off of something that's popular in movies. How about this? How about you make a good video game first and then you worry about everything else? Do you notice that's the one key factor missing from this WB game story? No one in charge is saying, let's make a good video game. Don't you think that's kind of important? I guess not to these idiots who are in charge. So continuing on, over the past 2 years, most of Montreal's leadership have resigned, not just because of the lack of new games, but also due to frustration with their corporate bosses, according to people familiar with the events. So imagine you are a game developer for Montreal, WB Games Montreal. You've made great games in the past, and you're told, make a live service game despite the fact that it's not going to work. Just do what you're told, right? Oh, make a Flash game. No, cancel the Flash game. Why would you want to work with them? I agree. What a shitty place to work. What an awful environment. Their motivation must be zero, right? Oh, I want to go to work today just to put a bunch of work into something that's going to be told to be canceled or it's going to flop because the management don't understand video games and they don't listen to us when we tell them stuff. Gee, what a great company, right? Definitely one of the ones that you want to work for. Unbelievable. All right, and then lastly, in September, well, this isn't lastly, this is next to last. In September, Warner Brothers published a follow-up game, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, based on the broom-centric sport from the hit series. It received middling reviews with a rating of 66 out of 100 on Metacritic and has underperformed, according to Zaslav, a sign that not everything Harry Potter related is guaranteed to rack up huge sales. Avalanche is now working on new content for Hogwarts Legacy as well as a sequel. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. I just want to understand this. You made an amazing, groundbreaking, never before seen, complex game based around Harry Potter and Hogwarts and all of its lore and legacy. You rushed a game to market a year later that was a cheesy spinoff of the sport that should have been in Hogwarts Legacy, and everyone said it sucks that it's not in there. Why is it missing? You tried to sell it as a separate game a year and a half later, and it flopped. No shit. Again, did they consult a single gamer about this game? Or was this Haddad and others who were in charge in the boardroom. Ooh, well, we have something with Hogwarts Legacy. We got to immediately get cash grab sales. Make another game. What can we do really fast? Well, everyone was upset that there was no Quidditch in it. Get Quidditch. Make a Quidditch game right now. Any market research questioning a single gamer on what they want? Because I'm pretty sure what they would have said was, we don't want a Quidditch game. We want Hogwarts Legacy 2 with Quidditch in it. Or they would have said, we want a DLC for Hogwarts Legacy that's like $20 that adds Quidditch. Not make a whole spin-off game of Quidditch. But again, boardroom mentality, suits in charge, no one who actually plays video games making decisions about the development of video games. Gee, I wonder why every choice has been wrong for the last decade. Okay, now I believe lastly, Rocksteady, who just had an insanely bad tank of a game in Suicide Squad in the last year, is now looking to return to Batman for a single-player game, but according to people familiar with the timeline, the new project is years away from landing. Of course, because they're starting from scratch. They were told, you were done with Arkham. You're completely done with the Arkham trilogy. Now, go ahead and make a live service game. But no one wants live service game. Just do it. Fine. So they make Suicide Squad and fucking tanks. Well, back to the drawing board. Just do what works. Go back to Batman. No shit. That's what you should have done to begin with. Or instead of Batman, pick Superman. Or pick someone else, another character that people want to see an awesome single narrative-based game, right? So, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the textbook case of a company that was run off the rails, that was doing well. The Arkham trilogy was amazing. Hogwarts Legacy is an outstanding game. The Shadow of series of Lord of the Rings games is good. It did lose its way because with Shadow of Mordor, they did have that horrible ending where you had to do microtransactions to accelerate the end or else grind for like 20 hours. But in general, WB Games was doing very well. But then this jackass Haddad, the Harvard Business School graduate, right? Mr. Silver Spoon in the mouth, rich bitch, made bad decision after bad decision after bad decision and listened to absolutely no feedback telling him his decisions were unhinged and wrong. He single-handedly tanked the company. Now he's left a flaming, smoldering pile of shit in his wake. So can the games industry please do everyone a favor, all right? Can we please get these fuckwads out of positions of power immediately? If you are a shareholder in any games company whatsoever, Sony, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, right? WB Games, all these big companies, Capcom, if you're a shareholder, you need to get these fucking Ivy League idiots out of power. They don't know anything. They were born rich with everything handed to them. They never had any adversity or strife, and they don't play video games. All they do is coast through fucking life, acting like they know something. They don't deserve all of this power, and every time that they get into these positions, they ruin companies. Look at what happened with Microsoft when they put that jackass in charge of the launch of the Xbox One and how badly that hurt the company. We don't need these kind of people running video games. We need gamers running video games. Sorry that gamers probably aren't rich and didn't go to Ivy League schools, but they know more about games than any of these fucking asshole morons. So stop with your bullshit. Stop with this, but only the upper echelon of America should ever be in charge of things in America. Go fuck yourself, because you're running your companies into the ground with these idiots. They don't deserve shit. They should be the ones making the fries at McDonald's, all right? So, will WB Games recover? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Every single one of their divisions is having problems. Mortal Kombat 1 flopped compared to previous games and is not considered a success like previous Mortal Kombat entries, and that was one of their big money makers too. So, we're in a situation where they need a full recovery. Haddad is out. They're going to have new people now in charge. Are they actually going to listen to their actual customer base? because the customer base has been saying for 5+ years, don't do games as a service. We don't want microtransactions. We don't want online multiplayer co-op. We want exciting, groundbreaking, artistic, single player, narrative based experiences with unique gameplay, good graphics, and something that's memorable. Take a look at the difference between WB and what's going on with Marvel video games. Spider-Man 1 and 2. Duh. Completely the opposite of what this company has been doing, and they're incredibly successful. So just copy the right stuff, I guess. If you really have no originality and you really can't come up with any ideas for yourself, just copy the people who are more successful than you and don't chase trends. That's the problem with these people. Oh, just chase the trend. So you're just, let me get this straight. You're Ivy League educated. You're rich. And you think the best thing to do is to copy a trend when in your industry it takes over 5 years to pump out a video game, and by the time your game is done, the trend has ended. Wow, you really were smart, Mr. Haddad, weren't you? No, you were one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet, and no one should hire you ever again, but sadly it won't matter because he's rich. So he'll be rich for the rest of his life, and he'll probably keep getting positions of power at every company, burning everyone and just tossing them into the ground for the rest of his life because we have this broken-ass system in the United States. This story infuriates me because it's everything wrong with corporate America and now everything wrong with gaming. It needs to change. We need to have people say, oops, we did the wrong thing by employing the Ivy Leaguers. Instead, we need to get people who actually are in the weeds, people who've been in game development for a long time, people who know the industry should be the ones making decisions about the fucking games in the industry. Okay, I rest my case. I've cooled down. I've said my piece. I like WB Games. I like the work they've done, and I hope that they can recover, but the future is uncertain. We'll have to see what happens. And that's my story for today. Okay. We have some contributions to shout out. We have Billiam, who did a $2 super chat and said something about wiggling his wiener. I don't really care, but thank you, Billiam, for the super chat regardless. Whew, we have some tips. First of all, I received an incredibly generous $101 tip from Lisa Lou, who says single malt. Excellent. I wanted to try it. I'm very excited to be able to try this now. Our first shot of the day. First of all, let's get a nice animation for Lisa Lou. Where the hell $100 animation? There it is. I don't know why I couldn't. I'm blind. I haven't even drank yet and I can't see. All right. So thank you so much. Let's get Lisa Lou on the leaderboard. $101. So that gets us up to $119 of support. We have almost already hit our first goal of the stream, just like that. So thank you to Lisa Lou. All right, let's do it. Let's pound one back, shall we? So this is Talisker single malt Scotch whiskey, 10 years aged in a cask, and this one has that nautical flavor. For the record, it is 45.8% alcoholic volume, which would make it over 90 proof, right? Okay. Very nice. Non-toxic says, a fine selection for today. Yes. Here we go. Oh, it smells amazing. It smells good. Beautiful. All right. The first shot of the day. Hopefully the first of many. Okay. All right, I'm excited. It smells great. It smells smoky, but it has a lot of nautical like sea flavor or sea scent, like sea salt. It smells good, and it smells smooth. It doesn't have like a bite. It smells very smooth. All right, guys. Here we go. Cheers to everyone. Talisker single malt. That was incredibly smooth. I'm shocked at how smooth that was and went down. That was like out of the other whiskey or the scotch that I've been having. I've had 2 scotches. I had one in October and one in December. That is so smooth. Look at that. Nothing, no chaser, nothing. It's beautiful. Wow. It has just the right amount of smoke and sea brine flavor. That is amazing. I love that. Wow. Okay, Talisker, this is my favorite scotch right now. Talisker. I recommend it. That is absolutely delicious and super smooth. Wow. Okay, well, that's one down. Hopefully more to go. We'll have to see. We have a few more tips. It looks like smaller tips that came in. Let me shout those out. Okay. I received a $2 tip. The tips involving Keemstar are not one person. It's many because we want you on LolCow Live. Except I keep explaining this. I don't know why people don't listen to me. I can see your email address when you tip me. You get it? I can see the email address associated with the tip. So every time one of these Keemstar tips are coming in, I can see it's the same person. They think they're hiding or something. You can't fool me. Okay? Okay. All right. Thanks for the $2 tip. I know it's you. Okay. I've explained this a million times. People still don't listen to me. Okay. Now to 121. Wow. We are almost to our first goal, everybody. That is awesome. Okay. I received a $1.25 tip from the same person. All your fans want to see you play Stellar Blade. Oh my God. Now it's Stellar. First it was Keemstar. Now it's Stellar Blade. Are you Yo, these people are this. I say these people, it's the same person. This person is absolutely obsessed. A $1.12 tip from the same person. Tyrone's Meaty Boner. And another $1.25 tip from exactly the same person. Is that Skibbity Toilet Cameraman on your TV and ask him to be on LolCow Live? Thanks for the $3 more in tips. Okay. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? All right. Anyway, so right now, oops. Lisa Lou is Sonic the Hedgehog 101. I forgot I can't put $signs today. Hold on. There we are. Okay. Fixed it. Okay, so, now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so far, thank you so much to Lisa Lou for the giant and generous tip. And thank you, Big Papa Phil, for the gifted memberships. Thank you, Billiam, for the super chat. And thanks to the unhinged person who keeps sending me dollar tips about Keemstar and now Stellar Blade. And Tyrone's Meaty Boner, apparently. He likes it. Okay, so let's keep going. we do have another topic we need to discuss on the podcast before we move on to gameplay today. And that is going to be what I do for the next episode of DSP Tries It, which is going to be fast food again. We're going back to the formula because people seem to like it a lot more. I tried doing something different with the Sakura box, and sadly it did not work. So we're going to go back to what works, since that's what you guys want. Okay? Cool. Now, before we do that, something came up yesterday. Someone basically asked me a question on yesterday's stream regarding Kick, and I wanted to clarify. So someone said to me yesterday, Phil, I have a question. If we gift subs on Kick and it qualifies for example, getting a VIP badge, which is 25 gifted memberships, or sometimes I offer the OG badge for a special offer, could we buy subs, gift them, but then say we want those badges to go to somebody else who we're friendly with? And I thought about it and I said, yeah, why not? There's no harm in that at all. So if you wanted to purchase subs as a gift and you wanted to gift it to somebody else, you could do that. All right. So yesterday, a couple of people actually did that. And so that worked out well, right? Kyle says, could someone buy me an OG badge? But Kyle has an OG badge. Anyway, so FYI, it is available to do if you would like to do that. If someone over there on Kick is supporting the channel but says, hey, I want to gift something to somebody else, yes, you can do that. And being that today is a celebration and being that today is a special day, I'm bringing back the offer, all right, for 20 gifted subs, you can get the OG badge today. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the offer that I did yesterday. For 10 gifted subs, you can get a VIP badge for yourself or someone else. And for 20 gifted subs, you can get the OG badge. That's the offer that I'm making today. So hopefully this will incentivize some people to want to gift some subs today on Kick. Today obviously would be a great day for big support. So that is available all day today. Can I pin a message on Kick? Can you pin a message in the Kick chat, guys? Is it available? Okay. So how do I pin a message? I have to type it first and then click on it. This is the one I want to pin. Here it is. Okay, I pinned it. 10 gifted subs is the VIP badge, 20 is the OG badge, and you can gift badges to others today only. There you go. I just put that in Kick chat. So now everyone should know. Okay, and then it goes back to normal on Sunday. All right, I know I've incentivized this kind of all week because we wanted to hit the goal. Now that we hit the goal, obviously I want today to be a successful day. I want to get some momentum going. So there you have it. All right. So remember, every $100 raised, I take a shot. I already took my first. We're already well on our way to the second. Every $150 raised is a goal, and I'm going to try a snack out of the Sakura box. And this is working towards our 10 goal to do a new DSP Tries It. Okay? Cool. I received a $2 tip from the Blimp. I just want to say that I appreciate you. Enjoy today, bro. You deserve it. Thank you so much to the Blimp for a $2 tip. I appreciate that. Thank you, Blimp. Very cool. All right, so we're now at 126 and climbing. Okay, so during this next segment, I would like to explore the next possible DSP Tries It food that we will try. Okay, now, the one that was on my mind that we had already previously talked about, but then we dismissed it because we decided to do a snack box instead, was Arby's. I have not had Arby's in years, okay? I actually used to eat Arby's a lot more often, but Arby's, there was an Arby's that was on my block right here in Renton, Washington, and they got closed down, and the rumor is it was for severe violations of the health code, that apparently health inspectors had showed up and investigated and found such egregious things going on that they actually shut down the business and completely lost the franchise. I want you to think about how egregious it must have been for them to lose the actual business, right? Um, so Arby's is different than other fast food because they do things that aren't necessarily like burgers and fries and the like. For example, they have these big crispy fish sandwiches. Look, King's Hawaiian Fish Deluxe, crispy fish or crispy fish and cheddar. But also, of course, they have the meats. Let's take a look at their limited time items they have right now. It's basically just the fish sandwiches and an Andy's mint chocolate shake. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at these slow roasted beef sandwiches. The classic beef and cheddar, that's the one I used to get all the time. It's shaved, fresh roast beef with melted cheddar cheese and then a sweet sauce as well on an onion roll. Really tasty. They also have lunch meat style sandwiches like the deli, like roast turkey and ranch with bacon, gyros, corned beef Reuben. Yeah, I remember that one. They do have crispy chicken, although probably I wouldn't get crispy chicken. It's kind of something typical you could get other places, right? Now, here's the thing. They now have burgers, and this, I don't understand this at all. The whole catch of Arby's, the reason you would go there is because it's not a burger shop, right? Like there's already McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, In-N-Out, a million places that do burgers. And then they added burgers to the menu permanently, and I'm completely lost. Why would they have burgers? So I'm actually fascinated because I can't imagine that their burger would be that good. You know what I'm saying? Like their specialty is like the roasted beef. So I'm like intrigued to try a burger just to see what it's like from Arby's, okay? So if we were to get Arby's, I would probably get three things: a burger, a roast beef sandwich, and a fish sandwich. And then I would probably get a side. Where are their sides? Sides and snacks. Their curly fries are pretty good. I've always liked them because they're well seasoned. However, if you get a bad batch, they'll give you just the tiny little pieces and they're like overcooked and terrible. So it really depends. I've never had their crinkle cut fries. The last time I went to Arby's, they didn't have crinkle cut fries. So that must be something they must have added in the last several years that I haven't eaten there since then. And they have some other stuff too, like the jalapeno bites with the Bronco berry dipping sauce. That's pretty good. But I probably would just get some curly fries and those sandwiches I mentioned, okay? So that's one of the things that I'm considering for DSP Tries It. The other would be perhaps a fast foodie pizza place. I haven't had anything like this in a million years. And I just happened to take a look and say that they're doing a New York style pizza at Papa John's. Does that look like New York pizza to you? It sure doesn't look like New York pizza to me, but apparently at Papa John's, they think that's New York pizza. I don't know why. So we could think about it, right? If there was like a fast foodie pizza place to try, but I looked at Taco Bell, I looked at Pizza Hut, I looked at Domino's, I looked at Papa John's. They all look the same. Like there's nothing new. It looks like they never add anything new to their menus. It's just the same shit over and over, which is kind of sad that they don't even try to innovate. So I don't know. It's a possibility. For me, I feel like definitely the next one that would make sense would be Arby's. But I'm curious if you guys know of any places that are doing anything different right now or something special that I should try. So let me know. I want your feedback on this. If you guys have heard anything about new food items, I'd like to know. I'd like to be in the know. But here's the thing. Kyo says, what about local pizzerias? I don't want to do something local right now. Since we just did this snack box and the snack box failed, all right? And today we're doing local food because we're going to order something that's not fast food. We're going to order from a restaurant, like a Mexican restaurant. So for this next DSP Tries It, I want to do something that's like a chain fast food. Now, maybe after that, we'll do something different, more local. But for now, I just want to do a chain first, okay? Bonos Tecmo just did a $5 super chat and says, congrats on 100 goal and the biblical rant on WB's ineptitude. Thank you very much. Bonos Tecmo. Appreciate that. That is the biggest super chat so far today. Also, Mozzie just did a $2 super chat and says, Taco Bell always has new stuff. Check them out. I'm aware of Taco Bell stuff. In fact, that was one of the other things that we were considering because they have the double dippable burrito, some kind of a garlic fry, and like frozen drinks. However, I have done quite a lot of Taco Bell on DSP Tries It in the last few months. So I think we might eventually get around to it. But I feel like Arby's would be the better choice because I haven't done that in years and years on DSP Tries It because they closed here. So I think that would be better. Jay says, I would like to see some of Shadow's colors in the background. We could do that. Why don't we do that later? Let's leave Sonic for now, but maybe later in the day we swap to Shadow. So Shadow would be, well, Shadow is what? Shadow is black and red. Obviously, I can't do black, but maybe I could do red on one side. What color do you guys think would go good with red? Purple? Like red and purple spread? We could try that later. Yeah. Okay. And I could change the color too. The font, I could change the font color to reflect that too later. Let's see here. I got a $1.20 tip from the same person again saying, is the display behind you the Skibbity Toilet Cameraman? I don't even know who the Skibbity Toilet Cameraman is. So if it is, it's not intentional. It might be, but I don't know. Okay. The art that you see here is either obviously you can see pictures of me or Jasper, or it's usually stock art. Not really stock art. It's a community created art that they upload to their app. This is the Divum Pixu 64 frame. And they have an app, and the app has all these community creations that you can use. So I just get these off of there. No, I'm not getting the meat mountain from Arby's. That's ridiculous. Okay. All right. Who is going to be the first person to drop some subs over on Kick today? We got nothing. 0. We need to get something from Kick today right now. Let's get some support flowing on Kick. Let's get the momentum running. Excuse me. Okay. Happy Friday, No Sleep Real Vibes. How you doing? All right. Since now we're winding down, okay, and since now the show is going to end soon, what we should do is decide what will be our game that we're going to start with. Okay, and the options are chess, Lollipop Chainsaw, Factorio, or WWE 2K24. Those are the 4 options, because I can only pull for 4 options, I think, right? I don't think you could do 5. Let me check. You could only do 4. Okay, so. All right, so. Option 1, 2. Option 3. Option 4. So I'm going to start that poll on YouTube, and then I'm going to get it ready for Kick. But Kickin' Natty just gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you. Kickin' Natty has gotten the gifted subs begun over on Kick. We got our first one. I spelled that right now. Thank you, Kickin' Natty, for the first gifted sub. That gets us up to 139 in support. We're almost to our first goal hit, which would mean a Sakura Box snack live on the stream. Okay, now let's do the poll on Kick. Now you notice I don't have Onimusha in there yet. That's fine. We will have Onimusha in the poll later, but those were the top 4 games via you guys voting for them. Onimusha came in 5th, so there you go. Here comes the voters. Lady Charisma, I did get your email. I did not set anything up. I didn't have time. So if and when we play WWE today, I'll have to figure that out if we do it. Again, I don't know if the created wrestler is even needed for the story mode or whatever. Am I good at chess? No, I have not played chess in a million years. However, I used to play chess a lot when I was younger with my dad, and also I was part of the chess club at my high school. But I haven't played in ages, so I'm going to I will likely remember how to move all the pieces, and that's about it. I don't remember any strategies or anything. It's just gonna be flubbing about, just playing by knowing the movements, but that's it. What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Good to have you here. This fucking idiot. Chris, what's going on, man? Chris just gifted 5 memberships over on YouTube. Sorry, I was calling a person in kick chat an idiot. Appreciate that, Chris. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Sorry, Big Papa Phil, you've been bumped off the leaderboard. That counts for 15 bucks of support, which means we are now at 154. That means we have hit our first goal of the stream. That means we have hit 2 out of 10 goals towards the first reward of DSP Tries It. And that means we have already made it rain here on the stream. The marathon is in full swing. Vibes are high. Chill is incoming. It is time for a great fun day together. Thank you all. Already early support is great. I appreciate that very, very much. We are at number 2 of 10. How many more goals will we hit today here on the Viewer's Choice Marathon? We'll find out. Thank you so very, very, very much. All right. Thank you, Chris. Oh, that also means it's time for a snack. Let's do it. It says milk. M-I-L-K. That's all it says, milk. It says more, but it's insanely hard to read. Like they wrote on blue with a color of font that there's no way you would ever be able to read it. But it's reflective, so my phone light makes me allowed to read it. Milk cream sandwich crackers. Milk cream sandwich crackers. All right. Let's try it. Now, this is weird. It looks like Ritz crackers, but it's got a white filling between them. That's really weird. I wonder what it's going to taste like. It's not bad, but it's weird. Like, the cracker is nowhere near as buttery or salty as a Ritz cracker because they didn't bake butter into it and it doesn't have salt on the outside. So it's more of a bland cracker, if that makes sense. And the filling is just kind of like the filling of an Oreo cookie, where it's a little bit like a sweet filling. So it's just not very good. Just being honest. Okay, it's just not very good. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like that combination. Okay. What was that? Looking for it. Cream cracker. Pack of 2 crispy cracker sandwiches filled with one of 3 sweet cream flavors, milk, strawberry, or chocolate. Nah. Not to my liking. A weird combination of flavors. Don't really like that. Okay. Well, we still have 9 more snacks in this box. Okay? Chess has won the initial poll. So you guys want me to do chess first, huh? I mean, I'm okay with that. Let's end the poll on YouTube, because YouTube also, it was chess. So both on Kick and YouTube, chess has won. Okay. Did they ever have any cool chess boards? There's so many unique ones. No, when I was a kid, okay, my parents had a multi-board game set that it had like a million, like it had Othello, chess, checkers, all kinds of stuff. It was like 20 games in one, something like that. And we played chess on there for a while. I think later on we got a more dedicated chess board, but it was never anything crazy. We never had a great chess board. You know, I played it with my dad every once in a while and it was fun, but it wasn't like I was super serious about it or anything. So I didn't have anything like very good, you know, just kind of generic stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know how chess is going to go today. I'm probably going to get my butt whooped, to be honest. I haven't played it in so long. I would be shocked if I don't get dominated by someone because I don't know any of the strategies. I know they have, use this move, use this gambit, use this strategy. I don't know any of those. So I'm just going to be flubbing it and dicking around and see how I do. Probably not very good, right? Okay. Hold on one second. All right, I just wanted to throw out the wrapper there. Okay, can I get rid of this poll now? There we go. We don't need the poll on Kick. I already know the results. It's chess first. Okay. All right, guys. So last few minutes here. If you guys want to ask me anything, tag me in the chat. We'll do a little bit of Q&A. If anyone wants to get us to $200 to get me a second shot in me before we play chess, probably a good idea because you want me a little bit buzzed for playing chess. And right now, the first shot didn't do that much, but I bet another shot would. I'm just saying. Okay? Cool. So remember how we're doing it. Every $100, I take a shot and you choose whether it's the Talisker Scotch whiskey, the Crown Royal flavored whiskey, or the remaining 99 banana shots. Okay? You get to pick 3 flavors of shots. Or every $150 raised, we do another reward from the snack box. So we've already done our first. We've done 1 shot and 1 snack box reward. Good stuff. The neck is hurting. It is. Like, it sucks. I'm just reaching out to do stuff on the keyboard. It's hurting right here. It sucks. Jade, thank you. Yes, I know. This has been a great week, Jade, obviously, for support. I'm very pleased with how it went. That's how it was no big deal to buy all these games for today. It won't be a big deal to buy the food for today because you guys have been so very generous this week. So again, it's reciprocation. The more you support me, the more that I can do with this kind of special stuff on stream. And I really appreciate that, guys. Speaking of which, since we're almost done with this snack box, I'm going to have to order another one probably this week. And I think I'm thinking of getting a European one this time. And then after that, maybe go to the Korean one and like alternate back and forth. I think that would be a good idea. Okay. No, Cat is not coming on stream today. Please stop. We've already talked that a million times. I'm not even going to address it again. I've already said nothing has ever changed. If anything ever changes with my wife, I'll let you know, but nothing has changed. I did say this last night. Kat is excited for the next milestone marathon, which will be at 50 goals hit, because she wants to cook. She has said she wants to cook food for the next marathon for us to have a feasting with the king together, but it will be home cooked stuff. Now, the question is, what kind of stuff are you interested in seeing her cook? What would you like to see her try to make for feasting with the king when we hit a 50 goal milestone and we do the next marathon? Did the sign, Jade says, I see the game over sign. Did it move? It looked like it was it was slightly too far to the left. I fixed it. I don't know what happened. Pork carnitas? Oh, God. I don't know if she knows how to do that. Maybe you have to slow roast pork in a slow cooker, right? Maybe that's how you would do it. Like you season pork and you slow cook it and you tear it apart and put it in a taco. Thai basil chicken? What in the heck is that? Yes, I have had Italian vodka sauce. I don't have any edibles, so it doesn't matter if you donate 250 bucks. I won't be able to take one. What a stupid thing to say. Tacos of some sort? Slow cooked meats maybe in a taco? Yeah, but will that really work? Because we're doing feasting with the king today, and this is going to be Mexican food. So do we really want to do Mexican again? You know what I mean? Back to back. Even if it's homemade, it is still the same, right? All right. Who's going to get me to my second shot at 200 bucks? Someone get me to the second shot by the end of the podcast, and then we're going to jump into chess. That's what I mean. I want to get a little buzzed before we play chess. So let's get me to the second shot. Let's do it. Who's going to do it? We're going to get some subs. We're going to get some super chats. We're going to get a tip or maybe some memberships. Let's get to 200 so we can take the second shot. Hey, a Cowboy fan, how's it going? We are doing a variety of stuff today. We're starting with chess of all things. But we got WWE wrestling game. We've got Factorio. We've got Lollipop Chainsaw remake. We've got an Onimusha remake. So we've got a good variety of games today, all voted on by the viewers. Chess should have been last. Well, then people shouldn't have voted for it first. What can I say? I did not conduct the poll that I just ran. Well, I conducted it. I did not vote in it. I did not vote in the poll. You did. Would I do drinking Street Fighter, drinking fighting games? Yeah, I would do that. Of course I would. I mean, I wouldn't do ranked, but I would do casual play and fighting games while tipsy. Sure. And by the time, we'll think about this later on this year, there will be other fighting games. For example, that Capcom Fighting Collection is coming out. That's going to have Capcom versus SNK 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Capcom Fighting Jam, Power Stone. So there'd be a good variety of games maybe in there. And getting tipsy and trying to play fighting games online, that could be fun. I'd probably do good because I'm actually good at the classic games. Apollo says, did you ever get my email? I don't recall. So if you did send it, I probably went to my spam. I don't recall any email from you. Well, what is it about? Was it important? The bottom line is says, what's up? Can you tell me where Paul is now? Paulie Shore, he's probably at the Laugh Factory, right? Okay, yeah, resend it later, Apollo. I don't recall seeing your email. Still, the Kubo asks, am I excited for the Fatal Fury game coming up? I don't know. I haven't really seen enough gameplay to make a judgment. If it's a game that's more a straightforward fighting game and doesn't have tons of stupid gimmicks, I probably like it more because at this point, I'm tired of fighting games with gimmicks, you know? I guess we'll see. I'm interested in it. We're going to play the beta in, what is it, April it comes out or something? I'm going to play the beta. Yeah, that is true. So SmackDown, we're currently watching Monday Night Raw every week for smart guys, right? And it seems like all the other shows, like for example, if I wanted to watch all the pay-per-views, they're on Peacock. If I wanted to watch Saturday night's main event, that's also on Peacock. If I wanted to watch AEW, right, that's on HBO Max, or it's just Max now. I'm sure TNA is on something, right? It seems like the only thing that's not on anything is SmackDown. Like you need USA Network, but that's not on anything, right? Like it's not on any on-demand service. How would you watch SmackDown unless you have TV? And I don't have TV. I'm not getting TV back. I wonder how you're supposed to watch it. I received a $2 tip from Flatman B. He says, I'm on chess. Come if you let me know your username, I can add you and we could do a quick best of two. I'm Flatman B. If I remember correctly, if not, no worries. I just made my account. I'm going to show it live on stream in a sec. You're going to see the name I made. But I don't know anything about how it works. I don't know how to invite anyone. I don't know, it's my first time doing it. Cable is actually the only way. Yeah, I saw it's on Peacock, but it's on Peacock like a month later. Like right now, like the SmackDowns from December and early January are on Peacock, but nothing from the last month. That is so dumb. Like, why are they doing it that? You can watch all their other stuff right away, but not one of their flagship shows. They got to have that contract end, man. It is ending, right? In the next year. They got to have that contract end so we can have the show on demand like everywhere else. You like the new vacuum thing I have? You mean the Dust Buster? The Dust Buster. Yeah, I might have to use it today if I make a mess here with snacks and stuff and food. Yeah, mouthwashing is a weird, weird game. That's for sure. Very dark, but it was unique and it was something different. And I'm glad I played it, despite the fact it's very short. It was still a fun time. I'm glad that it was suggested by a viewer. Someone gifted it to me, and it was a fun little short playthrough there that we did. I hope to do more of those in the future, but I need people to actually show up and support indies. If you want more indie games, please show up and support the indie games when I play them. Which single malt scotch did I buy? Talisker. The Talisker, and it tastes great. It was super smooth, and it tastes like very salty but smoky too. It's very delicious. Love it. All right, so are we not going to hit another goal to have another shot before I play chess? If not, I guess that's fine. But it was going to be great. I wanted to have a couple shots at me before we play chess, and it looks like we're not going to get there in time. Lady Charisma says that's why folks end up using a VPN for WWE stuff now. It's all on Netflix in most places outside the U.S. That's true. I have Netflix. If I find a way to use a VPN, right, I could just use my Netflix account and watch it on there, right? That is so dumb. I should donate $100 to myself and take a shot for the boys. I'm not sure that's how it works, Narwhal Gaming. By the way, Narwhal Gaming, didn't you have a crown? What happened? Your crown disappeared? Are you hiding your crown? Are you embarrassed to be part of the community? What's wrong with you? How dare you? I swear you used to have a crown. It's a sock account. He got the boot. When did he get the boot? I didn't boot him. I didn't ban him. Or is it an impersonator? Is it not the real Narwhal Gaming? Is someone faking it? Wow. He also hasn't spoken since I said that, so I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I guess we're gonna have to end end the podcast. Let me do a stretch here. Oh, it's a good stretch. Oh, that felt good. End the podcast, and I guess we're gonna get started with chess, even though I'm not tipsy yet. I received a $2 tip. Go to watchwrestlingup.org. You can watch all wrestling shows, although right now officially support the promotions. Huh? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like someone is rebroadcasting the shows. I don't know how that that doesn't sound very legal. Although I'm very sure that a lot of people probably do that, right? Probably that one of the ways everyone can able to see the shows. All right. So you've lost your crown. That's sad. Norwal Gaming EXP has lost his crown in the kick chat. Is someone going to do something about that? I wonder. Will someone do something about that today? It's sad when you lose your crown, man. Okay. All right, then. Let's end the podcast. Remember, guys, I am not here tomorrow, but I will return on Sunday. And on Sunday, it's the beginning of a brand spanking new gaming week. We'll be trying the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. We'll be playing some Street Fighter 6 with Mai. This week will be a great variety week coming up with so many playthroughs continuing and ending. Also, Smart Guys, also an appearance on, I believe it's called the Truth Seeker Show. So this is going to be great. Thank you all for watching the Level 1 Podcast special 100 goal anniversary episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you all on Sunday.